What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy DJ Sly Fox. Welcome to Studio 5191 presents Stirring the Pot, along with my main man DJ RB 3000.
I
We're just coming to hit you some hard topics, see what people think about it. We got a nice little panel tonight. So without further ado, let's see if we can get some interaction. The first story is going to be about Minnesota Timberwolf Anthony Edwards. He has a baby mama situation, and he requests to pay $1,080,000 in child support up front to cover all 18 years of payments. That's $5,000 a month, and he does not want contact with the child. First reactions.
So I think, uh, and this is just from what I'm reading on different forums, but somebody anonymous close to the family said that what he was trying to do was prevent a lot of confusion and a lot of media coverage later down the road. He knows he's going to get hit with all the media coverage up front, and what he would like to do is get it over with now, um, because he's on good terms with the person he's offering the settlement. But the state is, from what I hear, is saying no. That's not how you can't dictate the rules to us. We run this process this way, and we do evaluations every 3 years, and this number fluctuates depending on the child's needs. And so, even though the female in the situation understands where he's coming from because he's got other, you know, things in his life that he's trying to accomplish, and he just started a foundation, and so he doesn't want the good that he could do through this foundation to be, drugged through the dirt because the media wants to, blast, put him on blast and all this. That's just what I'm reading from these different forums, and this anonymous person um, that's close to the family said that's the reason he's doing it, not because he wants to shun the child or he wants them to have a normal life and not all up in the media about this um, you know illegitimate child and all this stuff. So that's what I'm hearing about it. And if that's true, I think that's honorable, you know. But could I do it? No, I'd always want to be part of my child's life.
Okay, all right, I hear that. Anybody else want to chime in on it? Okay, once again, how the format is going to go tonight. Once me and RB starts our back and forth, this is a stay muted situation. So this is I'm giving you your time to, get your correct. Don't piggyback off what we start talking about back and forth. But I will give you time to rebuttal what we discuss when we go back and forth. So, any other takers? Then let's get straight into it. So,
Yeah,
RB.
okay, me.
Uh oh, who's that?
Me.
Oh, go ahead.
I
What you
raised my
got?
hand.
Go ahead. I didn't say it, but you got it. Go ahead.
Well, I don't have much to say on it, but this, it just sounds like he had already told her he didn't want anything to do with the baby from the beginning. I think he's just trying to get over with. And like he said, yeah, it doesn't work like that. Child support, every 3 years you get, it gets revised to see, how much you get paid. And I know he's gonna get hit with this big old contract. I'm guessing that's what he's trying to avoid too. But I don't think he's gonna get away with it. She wants money, obviously. She wanted to keep the baby. But he's basically telling her, look, you wanted to keep it, here's the money, but I don't want nothing to do with it. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much cut and dry how it is. Um, Anybody else? Any other thoughts on it? Is it? Do you feel like the story is related to another story anywhere, or okay, have you seen this before somewhere? Or all right, so RB, let's chime in on this one. So what what standpoint are you like? In these situations, you pick a side. Do you have a side that you have decided that you feel like is in the right, or is this one of them straight up and down situations? What's your thoughts?
Man, shit, if he want to pay his money, let him pay his money. Shit.
All right, so in this story, is there a villain? Is there a side to pick, a bad side or a good side?
Based on your perception.
Okay, so what about you? What's your perception on it?
I mean, you just made it clear. Like, hey, I don't want to be in this kid life. I don't mind paying you money to get the fuck away. I mean, so he didn't draw his line in the sand. He had on it.
So he draws line in the sand, stood on business. Um,
I got some.
these niggas do not listen. I promise. I just said don't when we talking. That's why niggas can say stuff
Hey,
beforehand.
come on, bro.
Huh?
I'm telling you, keep going.
But here's the deal. The thing about it is, if if there's a situation where there's a, and this is America, so you pick a side. That's how it goes. We can stay mutual to it, but the reality of this thing is, I see this guy uh, is trying to figure out who he is right now. I mean, if you pay attention, he does not want. They talking about him being the new face of the NBA. He straight out was like, no, I'm not a role model. He's interested in himself. There's nothing more important than himself to me. That's how I feel about it. So in this situation, who the baby mama is, in my opinion, don't really matter. A lot of people say that does matter. Um, the fact that he told her heads up, I don't want to have no babies with you and stuff like that, and still proceeded to raw dog make it happen. You can't make a baby if you ain't sharing your seed. Um, you pick a side and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the baby mama's side on this. I think that this dude is 100% in the wrong. I think that she has every I mean, we see it every day where a woman and a man get together. Accidental pregnancies happen. She initially don't want to keep the baby, but I've never had a baby inside of my stomach to where they say you develop emotional attachments and all this kind of stuff before you even know and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I can't see that. But from every account, I get it. It's a situation where you feel attached to it. So you could change your mind at the drop of a hat. It doesn't have to be that money situation that everybody making it. Oh, well, she knew she was going to this and that. Yeah, I can see that. But I'm like, bro, if you're the breadwinner, you have to protect your seed. This is something that's been told to us from OGs of old for sure. But I feel like bruh's 100% wrong in this situation.
I, I can't feel like that because I don't know what was said behind closed doors. We can say you could have what you should have, could have, would have did. That lady's almost 40. She could have, hey, my uterus got taken out. I can't have no kids or whatever. And him being, but he just made 23. You know, impressionable or whatever. Okay, this older lady can't have no kids, whatever. Next thing you know, get full of babies. I'm like, I wasn't pumping you for no baby. So I don't know what was said behind closed doors, but then again, you look at the method she didn't took by trying to leak the text messages to make him look bad in the court of opinions and all that. It's like you're not really handling it maturely yourself. So when he like, look, I don't give a fuck what the number is. I'm willing to pay you up front to get the fuck away from me, you and that child. Something happened for somebody to really be like, hey, most people be like, well, shit, if I'm gonna pay, I'm gonna at least see the child. That motherfucker, like, I'll pay you to get the fuck away from me. So, no telling what was said behind closed doors, what's the motivation between him and that. Then also, if you actually look into the more things, it's shit going along with that, trying to move states to get more money because more states give more money for it and shit that he going through. How he gave her money to get the abortion that she pocketed and never got it. I mean, it's not right, but he got reasons to be fucked up with.
All right, and with that, I did my mojo to have you pick a side. You picked his side. But nah, for real though, it's a common situation. It's you never know what's going on behind closed doors, what these people are saying to each other, and all we get is what is presented to us. And once it's presented to us, it depends on which side that you're listening for to get that information. So if you get some information from X media who says everything that is basketball is right. So they're gonna tell you, they're gonna slander the girl, say she's ass, she's this, she's that. Everything he says is right. If you get it from filmmedia.com, it's gonna say that the dude sucks and everything that he puts out is bullshit. She is right 100%. When you get it from the source, that's the only time you can really judge the situation. So, based on what we've heard so far, have everybody decided which side they're on, or is it still like I'm undecided? This is some another break time to get some unmutes and say your piece. Jason Michael said initially. Jason Michael said he was team dude because all the positive things he's trying to do in the role in the neighborhoods and whatnot. But with this, go ahead.
I can only judge situation by situation. He got 3 ongoing paternity suits, all of them with similar things. It's just that's the one like he don't want nothing to do. Like one woman, he got it. I pay you money. I acknowledge the baby. Another one, they kind of working through it, but I think she tried to move states too to get more money. So he fighting that in that situation. Then you got the one that you talking about now, Aisha Howard. They tried to do all that extra. Like he has 3 ongoing cases right now, plus he's dating a woman with the 4th baby. So he's like a serial squirter.
He's a serial idiot.
A serial squirter.
All
So
right.
so I mean, you can't judge the situation as a whole. You got to go situation by situation because he has one baby that he's in their life taking care of. Father of the year. Everywhere I go, my baby coming. Got one I don't want shit to do with. I'm paid to go away. One, me and the mama got joint custody. Pay you money, we got joint custody. Another one, me and the mama getting there. So it's kind of like I was saying earlier, how he reacting. Like shit. Okay, old chick must have did something to him because he ain't fucking with her at all.
Okay. All right. Um, I'm gonna go around the room real quick before we do the little part 2 of this one. Jason Michael, you said something in the first time. If anything that was said changes your mind, are you still where you at with it?
I mean, I guess if you've got 4 children from 4 different baby mama, then maybe you need some time to reflect on your decisions. But more money, more problems. You know what I'm saying? Your inability to
If he keep going, he ain't gonna have no problems because he ain't gonna have no money.
yeah, your inability to control that part of your life has now made it something you can't walk away from. So I think whatever they decide they're going to do with him, he's just going to have to suck it up and deal with it.
It don't look like accountability the problem. Good. I mean, he making $42 million a year. If he got to pay $2 million up front, which it sounds.
That's one baby though. Now the
Huh?
other add the other 3. 2 million
But
times
if we
3.
take the money out of it, you made a child.
Oh, I get it, but I'm saying, shit. It how I was telling Fly Fox the other day. I say, I don't give a damn about the kids, including the mama. There was a paycheck, and it seems like they getting mad that he treat them like that. Like, look, I know you want the money, take a little money, shut the fuck up, bye.
And how you get mad at somebody like that? Because that's like the most honest, direct way to go. But I feel like you're a shitty person, but I can't be mad at you because that's how you roll. And I'm sure that that's how this lady knew you rolled before it happened because you told her up front that you didn't want to have no babies with her. And when she told you she was pregnant, you told her, I'll pay for the abortion. Like, it's not no in between with this guy. He's like straight villain mode, in my opinion. Like,
I mean, and I try not to do it like that. You look at it, he just called it what it is, the predator aspect. You almost 40, and I'm in my early 20s, and you fucking the shit out of me. We know what you here for, okay? So why act like it's anything different? And that's what he did. Like shit, he go you money. He ain't trying to even fight about paying the money. Look, I give it. I decided over my rights. Kid, look, however much y'all decide, I'll pay it today. I think more so it's a control factor. You know, would she be putting up the same fight or all this if he wanted joint custody or full custody? Probably so. He don't want to be bothered with it where he ain't shit. It's a control factor.
I could definitely agree with that. That's undoubtedly the fact that he's not giving you any attention makes you want to go harder and pursue, even if you got to out. Like, I don't know, that's kind of weird. But how you say that? Case or case? You got something to say on this one? All right, Van Sickle. I know you got something to say about it. What you got? And while we're not talking, I'm muting. If your stuff is unmuted, I'm muting. While you're not talking. Van Sickle. Oh
What's
wait,
good?
did you say my name? What you think about it? What you think about it?
Think about what? I'm sorry, I was talking to somebody.
All right, I'm muting you. Lupe, what's your thoughts on it, then? What do you think? Like, where do they go? How do they get past this? Is this something? Is this all her fault? Is it all his fault? Like, where? What's next? What's the next step here?
I think it's both of their fault. He has already showed her in so many ways he doesn't want nothing to do with her or the baby. And I mean, he's being responsible money wise, but it's her fault because he told her, I'm not gonna be in her life. I'm not gonna be in her life. You know, this is what you wanted. I had already given you the money for the abortion and you pocketed it. So it is what it is. She got what she wanted, so she needs to just, get on with it. That's how I feel. It's her fault too. It's both of them, you know. It's sad for the kid because nobody's thinking about the baby. But I mean, he paid.
Uh,
That's how I feel.
yeah. Okay. B Love, you was about to crack in earlier, but what's your thought process in this situation?
Um, well, sorry about that. First of all, and second, I feel that I feel that financially he's just doing what every other man wish they could.
Was that take care
To
take care of the
basically
situation?
to I mean, I don't think he's treating. I think he more or less the way he feel about it is he's treating it more like a bill. So he's paying the bill off. That's what child support feels like, you know. So if he has the means to do it, why not do it? Um, Especially if it was already, he already said from the jump, like, I'm not, I'm not trying to. I think it just shows that it don't. I mean, it just shows that he, I told you, you know, like it's not no, it's not no game. He's setting a precedent. This is the world, that type of world that we live in anyway. So that's the result of that. Fathers is going to be more than absentee. They're not even going to be around. So I mean, if that's also the cause of not having plan Bs and you know not being able to have abortions and stuff.
I mean, yeah, we can go into a bunch of new political situations that touch on
Yeah,
this, but okay, I feel you. I feel you.
I just I just feel as a father, he's going off of his survival technique to protect his brand. I mean, I'm sure you said he had other kids too, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
I want to say all
like
of them are within the range of
this.
under four
I
years
mean, if
old.
he already told her that, obviously she wants to correct that or force it or whatever her motivation is for the whole thing.
Yeah.
I know it ain't love, so
What's love got to do?
oh,
Nah.
if it's all about the dollar, you should just go ahead and take the money.
Take your money and
That's
go.
what I think she should do. Take half of it, invest the other half into her son, and make him be great. And
Chelsea.
you'll have a great comeback story of it. Then
And you can go
when
sell
he's
it.
famous or good or whatever, then you can say what y'all always say. My daddy wasn't around.
I did it without my daddy. Yeah, you
Yeah.
did it. But I mean, but that's the biggest part to me, where I find it where honestly I'm really team him. I say I'm team her, but I'm really team him because the 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 process of telling somebody that up front, the shit that everybody always hiding from, the truth. I want to tell you, I don't want to be with you. I don't want to have a kid with you. I don't want to. But then my mind says, if you don't want to have a kid with a chick, stop busting nuts inside of them. That's the stupidest shit you doing. I don't care if she says she on the what y'all call that shit, IED or whatever you got inside of you.
That dude like cream pies.
I've done it. I appreciate it. I love giving them. Cream pies is great, but if you not ready, you got a whole lifetime. You're 23, bro. You got a whole lifetime to do all that shit. Um, get you a wife later on in life. Cream pie all you want, but bruh, you got you 23. You got 4 kids. That that's crazy, man. It's at some point you gotta go, bruh. I either gotta wrap it up or I gotta perfect my pullout game, cause that's ridiculous. You're just giving away your money. I mean, if that's the case, if you know that these chicks are doing that, because it's not the first instance of this happening to you, you know this the chicks ain't trying to do this for the right reasons. Why are you still engaging in this shit? You're just a fucking idiot. But to get to the next part of this, the question is he wrong for not wanting to be in the child's life? RB, what says you?
Depends on your perception of life. I feel like you always have a choice if you willing to put up with the consequences, and obviously he is, and he okay with it. So I feel like that's his prerogative.
And me as a father, I feel like he's absolutely 100% wrong for not wanting to be in the kid's life. Um, but he's not me. So, like you said, depends on the situation. Um, I feel like 23 with kids. Like I didn't have my first kids till I was 26, but to be 23 with 4 kids, I feel like, bro, you ain't live life. You're a kid yourself. You're not cut out for this right now. Why are you doing this? You making your life more difficult than it has to be. You look at your teammates you might have teammates that's older than you with maybe one kid or maybe no kids, and you see how they live in life like a fucking king, and you over here. I'm a better player than them. I'm the most highest paid player on the team, and you still can't do the shit they doing because you done gave $2 million to this one, or $2 million to that one, or $2 million to that one. You out $8 million by the end. Boy, that shit stupid. But again, we talking about for the whole 18 years, which for the whole 18 years, it's gonna get way more than that. And I understand that's why he would want to try to pay that shit up front. Well, this is the number, right? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and pay that. Nah, player, that ain't how it works. And that's why the government do this shit. They don't care about the baby. They don't care about the baby mama. They don't care about the daddy. All they care about is getting their cut and figuring out. Oh, in 2 years he's about to get a bigger contract. So you know what? We're gonna up that price. Yesterday's price ain't gonna be today's price, brother. So yeah, you not that 1,080,000. That ain't gonna be your child support. I mean, it
Well,
sounds good, but that ain't how it's gonna work.
I think it's I don't, I don't even think he just trying to beat the system. He sounds just more like somebody that's really trying to be done with. So my NBA money can pay for it, or this endorsement money can pay for it. It's gonna get paid for either way. It's just like I just don't want this motherfucker fucking with me. And he should have took better precautions, but shit, it was like you there now. Look, how can I make this go right?
I mean, that's maybe a problem too. Just because you got the money to throw at it. This maybe he wouldn't be in this situation if he was broke.
I mean,
But they got a lot of dudes that's broke that is in the same situation.
but if you have the means to explore options as such, why wouldn't you exercise?
I mean, if you got the mean, I always say we always take the solution back to the root of the problem. You don't have to face none of these issues or make none of these decisions if the first decision that you made came correct.
Right? But you know, like I know, sometimes you got to deal with the hand you given. And shit, if I got a bad ass hand, but I got this bank full of money, what I'm holding on to it for.
The next two generations.
I mean, shit. What I can't buy a Bugatti till my till next year because I made 42 million this year.
I
I'm just saying, or
morally,
I mean, even much so. Okay, if I can't pay it up front, I'm just gonna put this account in this kid's name with the total amount and just let it come out monthly, like 50 cents say you did. You know,
just so you can complain about it going up halfway through.
I mean, he's not gonna complain about it. It's just every 2 years she gonna go back, and he just like I don't want to deal with this motherfucker every 3 years.
Okay. All right. So for everybody that's listening, the question is he wrong for not wanting to be in the child's life? That we're not talking about the woman no more. We're not talking about the money. We just talking about him not wanting to be in the child's life. And again, RB says it means it is. It's different person situation. So go ahead. Go ahead, Miss Lupita.
Yes, I feel like he's wrong because it will affect the child. Um, I just feel like he's young. He's learning. This is an experience for him. Yes, he has all these baby mamas. Yes, he has all these kids and stuff. But like I said, he's young. He doesn't comprehend yet that his decisions will affect his children. Hopefully, in the long run, as he gets older, he gets wiser, he's matured, and he understands that his kids need him. Like right now, we're saying he's doing this and he's doing that, but let's just hope that in the future he comes to mature and realize, hey, I need to be in my kid's life regardless.
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that. Anybody else want to
Can
say something?
can I have can I put some input inside of it?
Yeah, I don't know if you're a little close to the mic or you're reverb or something, but yeah, go ahead.
Um, To be honest with you, I feel like, bruh, you just really gotta think about all the positives and negatives of your actions, bruh. That's all it really is. Cause don't get me wrong, at the end of the day, can't nobody tell you how to live your life or what to do with your life. You feel me? You just gonna go by for you on how you feel. You feel me? But later on down the road, though, you feel like you should go back into the child's life because at the end of the day, you gotta think about it. Cause look, Peter, whatever her name is down there in the box, she not wrong though. You feel me? Cause that shit, I mean, that is gonna affect the child's life or whatnot just a little bit. You feel me? And it's like, some kids, bro, they just they do gotta at least know who both their parents is, bro. Cause at the end of the day, you did bring them in this world too. And if you didn't want to have them, you should have wrapped it up. That's really it.
Right, straight up, straight up. Nah, you ain't lying. Okay.
and,
Nah, I appreciate that, man. I mean, that's real. That's real.
and this
Uh,
coming from a 19-year-old.
oh damn! Come on, you done learned before the 23. Oh God. Oh shit! All right, that's what's up, man. I appreciate that. We go stick around. We got some more for you. We got some more for you because we about to go a little deeper. Anybody else wanted to touch on that real quick? Uh, uh, is he wrong for
I
not
just
wanting to be
want
in
to
the
say,
kid life?
K. All I want to say is Case is my nephew. So there you go.
Oh, got
But
you. There you go.
but he is correct in what he said, and is also correct. Um, if you don't want to be in a child's life, don't have a child. Point blank. Period. If you want to be in the child's life and you're unable to, that's a whole different story. That's when the court comes. I want custody, I want half visitation, I want this. You gotta step up to the plate and do what you gotta do in order to be in your child's life. And I feel sorry for some of the dads that are out there that are not able to be in their child's life because the other parent doesn't want them in the life. So they're gonna, do whatever they want to do to keep the other parent, the father, out of their life. At the same time, for the father to stay out of that child's life and not want to be in that child's life, that father should have never had that child. Point blank, period. I'm done.
I feel you. I appreciate that. Thanks for that. Let me see. I'm at that bottom row. Van Sickle. Van Sickle, you got some on this one?
This, I don't know, man. It's a weird one to touch, dude. I'm a pass on this one.
Respectfully. Respectfully. All right. Uh, we didn't get. Did we get B Love this time? Did B Love say something on this one? Cause I'm about to put RB. I'm about to let RB put y'all on game.
I just want to add,
Okay.
okay, we know he wrong, but if you bringing a kid in your
What you
life,
say?
Oh, hold on. We still in the rotation. Now I was just asking if what was your opinion on the question? Like, is he wrong for not wanting to be in the child's life? We passed the rest of this stuff, all the money and all that, but we talking about Ant-Man now. Is he wrong for not wanting to be in the kid's life? In your
Morally,
opinion?
of course, that's a given. You know what I'm saying? Morally, of course. I mean, but once again, uh, yeah, it's it is a touchy subject.
Yeah, and if you heard what Dr. Renee just said, she was talking about the difference between not wanting to be in the kid's life and not being allowed in the kid's life. That's a
Well,
big difference. Big difference.
I don't. I disagree with that part because um, that that's the irrelevancy of the whole fact of it. You know what I'm saying? The child is here, so whether you wanted to or whether you couldn't, that's not the factor. The factor is, you know, he's trying to atone for he's trying to pay off his punishment, and they're trying to punish him for what he's trying to solve. He's trying to solve a problem, and that's what it is. I mean, it's not going to be good. We see too many people that are in those situations already, unaliving their kids for being forced into situations for being too young, who don't have any, support systems from their family or their loved ones or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, this situation is a little different because he rich. He just throw the money at
Well, yeah,
people.
yeah, of
But
course, of course. But I'm just using that as the analogy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's trying to solve the problem.
yeah,
The problem is still the same. He feels the same way. It's just as he. What would you do if you were rich? Would you do the Nick Cannon route?
yes, all the way. I'm Nick Cannon. I'm
I
always
have
in
a
my kids' life.
question.
I'm 100% in my kids' life each time if
I
I
have a
can.
question for B-Love. What
Yeah,
amount
yeah.
of money, what amount of money that you can toss out for a
Toss.
child that yeah, basically, that's what he's doing. He's tossing out money. He's trying to solve a
He's not
problem, so he's
offering.
going to
He didn't
toss.
make he didn't have a lawyer and he just said something kind of crass like that. Is it the tonnage that bothers the people, or I mean,
I
He
don't
had a
know
lawyer.
how
He
it
had a
was
lawyer. It
said.
was presented by the
Yeah.
lawyer in court.
is
He
it
said
because
this
he's black?
upfront.
Well,
That's what I want
Oh
to
my
know. Is it
God,
because
no.
he's black?
All right,
I want to say
Renee,
probably.
ask your question. Go ahead.
My question is he just, even though he had a lawyer and all that, doesn't matter to me? Even though you have a lawyer, you're still tossing money. You're tossing money for the lawyer, and you're tossing money for child support. If you're rich, you're tossing money.
I'm gonna
That is
say
not
to
solved.
that
Hold
the
on, I'm not
words
done.
of
Hold
Kendrick
on, I'm not
Lamar,
done.
"Bitch,
I'm
don't
not
kill my
done.
vibe,"
I'm not
because
done. I'm not done
B, let
with the
her ask your
question.
question, then you can answer. That's question and answer. Q&A.
So, does that solve the problem of him not wanting to be in his child's life?
yes, obviously, that's why he made the offer. He made that offer to solve the problem. It would be
What
much more of a.
problem?
It would much be, man. Come on, it would
That's
be
what
way
I'm
more of
talking
a
about.
problem if he did that with paparazzi. Now that it's out, it would be way more of a problem. You know,
Well, to
he
me,
might
it's
as
a
well stick to his guns. If they're gonna make him pay, just pay the lump sum. He's not. I mean,
that's my point.
I'm
And
saying
pay,
morally he's wrong. Morally he's
right.
wrong.
But to
Yeah,
pay
But
a
but
lump sum to stay out of your child's life, that's
you're
money
asking
means
me,
nothing.
I can't
yeah, but
answer that
you
question
Yeah,
asked
because
him
that's
his
what,
opinion.
right.
It's his
Right.
opinion.
I
That's what I
can't
was
do
doing.
that.
Right.
But if you was to say as a child, if I was a child and then you would say how much would it take for me to stay for my dad to go away? It probably would have been a meal.
Oh my God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Or more.
no,
A
no, no,
meal or
no. I'm
more.
just saying, in the mind of a child, they
It,
were like, shoot, that's $1 million. I'm rich.
I see what you're getting
I
at because
mean,
he's still a kid, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, well
yeah, but
let's bring it down because we got a little piece
Mm.
to add to it. We got another
Well,
little piece to add to it.
I was gonna say my accountability goes
he's a
all the
dirt
way.
bag for it. That's
Huh?
that what y'all wanted to hear?
No. Everybody is
That's
entitled to
what
their own opinion. I don't want to
I
hear
mean,
anything. I want you to say how you feel about it. That's it. We ain't
I
trying to
mean, how you
narrow.
feel is how you feel. At the end
Yeah.
of the day, my
yeah, I
accountability
mean,
goes every
morally he's
way.
wrong, but
Hold
financially
on.
he's
Hey,
smart.
yeah. All right. We're going back. We're going back to that moment. RB, what you got, man? What's the?
No, I say accountability goes every way. Okay, he sucks as a parent. What kind of parent are you bringing a child in this world where somebody told you, "Hey, I don't fucking want it for a paycheck"?
Not,
You
but
know,
we're not talking about her right now.
I
If we're
mean,
gonna
I
ask
mean,
that
you can't,
question, that's cool.
you
But we were
can't, but
talking about him.
you can't demonize one party without demonizing another party.
I mean, you totally can. That's what we're taught in the Bible.
I mean, you sure? But again, shit, you bring a child in this world too because you want a paycheck or you want a certain way of living. That don't make you no better than him not wanting to be involved.
No, that just basically
You
makes
know
you
that
a
you're gonna
martyr.
at the end of the day you're gonna say you're mother of the year, but you're probably gonna buy a nanny, buy a meal,
Yeah.
not really raise your child to your child able to do for themselves, and you're gonna live a certain life with the money provided to you while claiming it's so hard to do it by yourself. That's the reality of what's probably gonna happen with her. And then she's not. That's not her first baby for an entertainer. So she's already living that life and getting money that way.
She little
Anyway,
baby's mama, baby mama.
yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
Words
And
spoken,
she and
RB. I
she
agree.
and she just raised the child support on him again too.
I mean, that's what I'm
I
saying.
mean,
You can't get that
but
one
what
number and think you're gonna pay that.
but
That's
what
not reality.
so
Yeah,
you know
it's not, and she knows that too.
so having somebody not
Yep.
wanting to be involved with your malarkey, even though they made a mistake, we all did made mistakes before.
I mean,
Some of us been able to get out of them without having to do anything legally. But if you can get rid of it or get it the fuck away from you, you do that, regardless of what people think. I deal with the consequences later. And fuck that. You know, she just a
hey,
trash
fuck
ass
that.
individual. She just is trash ass individual. You gonna bring a whole child in life knowing the father don't want no part of it. Been knowing that since he was pushing inside of you. Been knowing that since you was in your mid to late 30s, preying on a little boy in his 20s. They were both grown, but you still preyed on them.
I have a question.
It'll be
Yeah,
a
but you
whole
learn
Hold
I
on,
after
it'll
hold
be
on,
have
a
hold
a
whole
on,
side.
hold
different
on, hold on.
tone.
Wait till he finishes.
It would be a whole different tone if it was a 40-year-old man and a 21-year-old girl and he got her pregnant
I
and was
want to
like,
say
well,
something.
I bet you do. I'm listening to you, but let me finish. Thank you. So I mean, we could be all on one side because guys tend to get it the hardest. But if you got the money to get out of situation, I guarantee all of y'all will try to use it if that's a situation you don't want or could get rid of.
Okay, go ahead with the question.
I feel like
No,
it's
it,
the same
oh,
thing. Okay, me or her?
No, whoever's up, go ahead. Just go. Finish what you were
Okay,
saying.
go. You go.
Go ahead,
no, I
Doc.
just had a question. Do we know if the child is really his?
It is.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
it's definitely.
okay, that was my question.
All right, Doc. Lupe, what you got?
No, I agree to an extent with him that she did prey on him, but it's on him too. He's going to have to learn. Like I said, this is a learning experience for him, and then for him, he's already on his fourth, so it's not looking too well for him. And it's the same thing that happened with Brittany Renner and PJ. It's like a lot of people bashed her, but he knew what he was doing too. So I feel like everyone's like saying, "Oh, it's his fault or her fault," but really, the only one that is gonna take the hit here is the baby, because the baby's gonna have money, yes, but she's not
That
gonna have
baby
her
gonna be
dad.
that baby gonna be fucked up. But so basically, you saying you agree with RB by saying it's both of their faults. Um,
Yes.
okay, so this is where we were doing a segue from with the question. Um, is he wrong for not wanting to be in the child's life? So RB gave me a scenario. He told me a story about Dr. J. Julius Irvin. So RB, if you would enlighten everybody the situation, how this pertains to the Dr. J situation.
Dr. J in the 80s got a white news reporter pregnant and he paid her to go away. We didn't have Facebook and the internet then, but yeah, he paid the mama what she wanted. She went the fuck away. Later in life, he was like, "Hey, I want a relationship with my daughter," and yeah, that's what happened with that.
So, with that reference to this situation, when you're young and you got your mojo working and whatnot, then you don't really pay attention to the quote unquote stuff that's important in life. And then as you got older, like Dr. J, he realized I want to be a part of my child's life. Is that a bad thing? Is that a nah? You missed your shot. Like I'm. This is me asking you guys personally because this is the last part on this. No, we do got one more part on it. But for you personally, I'm gonna do the men version and the women version because you got men on here and women version. I'm gonna start. Make it short and sweet. Give me less than a minute answers so we can move to the next part. So I'm gonna go from top to bottom like I see it on the screen. Okay, so Jason Michael, if you were presented with this situation, your lady bought you out, don't want you to be around the kid or whatnot, and she raised the kid on her own, and later on in life you want to be part of the kid's life. No, reverse that. Sorry, reverse that. So later on, she wanted to be a part of the kid's life. Did she mess up? Is it too late for her, or do you allow her to be a part of the kid's life? If she left, she wanted to leave, she paid you to leave, and then later on she wanted to be part of the kid's life. Would you allow her to come back, or would you? What's your thought process right there? In less than a minute, what you got? And you're muted.
I would, because I think ultimately children they don't know what they don't know, right? And so unless you give them an opportunity to, you got to let them feel what they're gonna feel, because it's their life, right? My life, I already lived it. It's already done. You know, now it's all about you. So you want to interact with them. Maybe you find something that you never knew you would have had if I hadn't let it happen. So I'm down.
Take yourself out of the situation. Let the kid decide.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, Quiz. What about you? What you think?
Man, shoot. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know the rich part at first, so it's like, hey, I get where he coming from too. So, but I don't know. I still feel like at least at some point, bro, at least just go in your kid's life. It don't have to be at least now, you feel me, or whatever, but like the kid at least deserve to know who the father is, bro, and like where he came from. You feel me? And where his origin started.
All right, so
But that's really all I got to say about it.
bring it in. Bring it in. Let them know. All right, gotcha. What about you, Van Sickle? You want to skip or you want to say it? What you gonna? Is it too late? You can't come back, or bring them in?
Yeah, can't come back. No.
Can't come back. Okay. Wow. Lupita, what you think?
Yeah, definitely. Bring them in. You know, um, the baby's gonna need them, so I say do it.
All right. Be love. What you got? Bring them back. You can come back or nah. You missed your opportunity.
This is after the money.
Oh yeah, this is after the money.
Come back.
All right. All right. That's easy, right? I got my money. We did what we did. You want to come back now? By all means, right? What about you, Doc? Is it too late? Did they miss the opportunity by paying, or are they good to go?
If you're open minded, you let them come back.
All right. RB, what I think on my side, I'm gonna go with I think what Jason Michael said. I'm gonna take myself out the equation. Um, as far as I'm concerned, my part was done when you paid, so I have nothing else to say about it. But I'll let the kid know, hey, look, 14 years ago, whatever the time is, your daddy paid this money to get you gone away, or your mama paid this money to make me go away. So she went, but now she want to come back and she want to be in your life. Here's the phone number. You can call it or not. That's where I'm at with it. What about you?
Made my decision. My only thing I'm there to do is make sure the motherfucker don't play like come around sometime, pull a loop. That's the only thing I'm there for. If
It's
that
like he
motherfucker
down
want to be
bad now.
boss, huh?
It's like he down bad now. He trying to come back around for the money.
No, I'm not even down bad. Just keep try to come in and out the child life. Like, nah, we're not gonna do that. But like, if you want to build a relationship, that ain't for me to say if you are or not. Do they want to build a relationship with you? If they do, and you gonna be consistent in life, I don't care. But if you gonna be inconsistent, then I'm just gonna be like, you probably need to stay the fuck away.
Right. And of course, this whole time we've been talking about this dude, like I come off as bashing him. I can honestly say that I feel I got four kids of my own, and I'm like I couldn't imagine this situation being like this. But switch the gears to put it in perspective of how, in my opinion, this should be looked at. Stephen A. Smith, world famous Stephen A. Smith, he had thoughts on Ant-Man being the new face of the NBA. He said this brother should be the face of the NBA. He's the future, this and that. But compare those thoughts to how he thinks about LeBron James now. LeBron James is the face of the NBA for the last 20 years, and Stephen A. Smith ain't got nothing but criticism to give LeBron James. And LeBron James off-court stuff is like the stuff of legends. You never hear about an NBA player being married to the same woman the entire time and raising the kids and all this. And this is stuff of legends as far as NBA players go. But Stephen A. Smith is always bashing them. So where is the disconnect in that? And this is strictly for you, RB. Like, what does I give Ant-Man his credits for being straight up when he presented with that conversation from hey, what do you think about being the face of the NBA? And he was like, fuck nah, I'm not a role model. I live my life, and get somebody else for that. I applaud that because he knows his headspace where he's at right now. The shit, he's not a role model. He put that out there. But I don't think they did that same presentation to LeBron. I don't think LeBron had that opportunity. But what is your take on that, RB?
You asking me exactly.
I just what do you think about not Stephen A. Smith, Ant-Man's mind frame as far as knowing that he's not the guy for the NBA. He's not going to be the face of the NBA because
being the face of a sports league is more than just being good at the sport. And he got all that other stuff going on. It's like that's what you want to market as. You want to market your product behind somebody with with three fraternity cases going on right now. But it's funny that he trying to make this man be that, but then he questioned LeBron James as a father for having his son in the NBA right now. So take with that you will, but
yeah, I honestly that's pretty much how I feel about it. I give him his props on that. Like that ain't me. And then thinking about it, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, all the same stuff that you're giving him credit for, you're gonna discard that. And this is Stephen A. Smith. You're gonna discard all that stuff to talk about his personal life, because that's what he's been doing to LeBron James. But enough on this. So let's switch gears. Let's move to the second topic. Hour and 4 minutes in, we're moving to the second topic. And this is another one of those like that. Have y'all seen the viral video of Marvin Sapp telling the church ushers to close the door until $40,000 was raised It's still being shared across the internet now. However, not everyone's joking about the clip. Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the actual clip, not the chopped up version. It's only 4 minutes long, but the actual clip of how that actually went down. Not the part where they telling you, all right, it's not going to be edited to make a point. It's just, you judge it how you hear it. Let me know if you can hear it. RB, give me a thumbs up when I push play. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm playing it now.
Close the doors for me for a quick moment.
You heard that? All right, here we go. Matter of fact, here, let's share the screen. Let y'all watch this video. All right, just share, boom. All right, here we go.
I want everybody to remain standing quickly. How many of y'all really received something from the word of the Lord tonight? Listen, when you study scripture, you will notice that whenever God did something in the lives of the patriarchs of old, the patriarchs would pause, they would set up an altar, and they would offer up sacrifice. I asked each and every one of you how many of y'all received something from the word of the Lord. Everyone in this place said these words, I did. Because of your acknowledgement of what God did in word, there is an obligation that is attached to that acknowledgement. In biblical days, they offered livestock, grain. That was a type of currency. Note, if you will, I did not say money. I said currency. And this is what God is saying for at least 1,000 of you in the building. And this is simple. I'm not going to challenge you the way Bishop did. But I know that there's 1,000 individuals under the sound of my voice that can do what I'm about to challenge you all to do. This is simple. 1,000 people giving what I'm about to challenge will be $20,000. 1,000 people giving what I'm about to challenge you all to do will be $20,000. Now, for those of us who are on the dais, I'm taking you higher, so put it back. I'm a strong believer that leaders lead not only in time, not only in talent, but also in treasure. Leaders lead in time, talent, and treasure. I was taught a long time ago that it costs to sit up here. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. Now, everyone up here, we've all sold and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on the, take your phone and stick it on the bucket. Shh. Giving is worship. Giving is worship. 1,000 people online need to give $20. This is easy, saints. This is an easy miracle. We should be able to raise $40,000 tonight just from y'all giving. I'm about to go get in my truck. I'm going to my hotel. I got me some fruit. I'm doing fruit now. Fruit and water. I'm trying to look at us. Yeah. Now after you come up here, you can open the doors. Y'all can walk out the door after you come up here. But make sure you come this way before you go out the door. That's it. Look at God. Look at what God has done. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I'm good. I'm out. Peace.
All right, so that's the clip that a lot of people are like dragging it, and I probably should have paused the recording while I did that, but YouTube will make me stop it anyway, so whatever. Yeah. So with that being said, like, have everybody already seen that or had opinions about that before they just watched that clip? And you put your hand up, you can talk, whatever, however y'all want to do it. But that's the clip that people are online talking about how I can't believe this and that, this and that. After watching that clip just like that in this raw form, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about the situation in general? And this is not me asking.
Throwing my hand. I'm
Okay.
gonna throw my hand up.
Go ahead. What you
but
got,
I'll
Doc?
wait for you to finish.
No, that was it. What you got?
I liked Marvin Sapp up until that point because to me, it was almost like he was trying to make people give, and you couldn't walk out the door until you walked up there first. To me, that's rude because if I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. I mean, I had posted a clip, I think one or two clips, um, about this whole situation. Marvin Sapp, to me, he's a good man. He was until I saw that. Because, first of all, you can't make me give anything. God is not here for you, He's here for me. And if God wants me to do anything, God's going to give me the word and let me know that I should. I'm not going to listen to you tell me that I should because that's what you're hearing from God. I need the word from God. So I'm going to end it there because I am very spiritual when it comes to, discussing God and the Lord and all that. And at the same time, I don't like people that try to make people do something just because they want something. So I'm gonna end it there.
I feel you on that. I understand that 100%. But I'm gonna leave the floor open for anybody else who want to say something before me and RD
Yeah,
go
I
back and
got
forth.
some.
What you got?
Upon hearing it in its entirety, right? I think it wasn't that bad. And why I say is, number one, he used his words very carefully and eloquently uh, to do what he had to do to work, whatever he had to work. Uh, if you felt led to, by God to, give the $20, then you would give the $20 and you would feel good in your spirit. If you wasn't led and you still were in line, you would just touch the thing and say, "Bless him, Lord," and keep it pushing. And you would still feel good in your spirit. You wouldn't feel bad because you touched the thing. You blessed them with, a blessing. But
B-Love, I have a question for you.
go
Why
ahead.
do I have to walk up to the front before
Renee,
I
Miss
leave
Renee,
though?
Why would
Miss
you
Renee.
walk out when they're
Can
doing the altar call?
time out.
I'm gonna answer a question with a question. Why
Hey,
would you walk out when you're doing
Because I don't feel
hey,
like going to the
look
altar at the
look
like
out.
bottom.
We not gonna interrupt people. We're gonna let people finish, and then we're gonna ask questions, comment. Okay?
Gotcha.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead, B. Go ahead, B.
shit? I forgot.
But that right there, that's the main reason why that's why we was doing that. Stay muted until it's your turn because then people get off track. And I know, and we know that you weren't trying to be rude. You was asking a question and whatnot, but that's
Right, right.
that's why we do that. What you were saying, B, was that your why shit.
Well, okay, here it is.
Go
All
ahead.
right. So when I saw the clip, right, and I got personal stuff, but that's neither here or there too, right? But to listen to it objectively, he first said he challenged you. So if he's challenging you, um, if you go up there, you're accepting a challenge, right? You could have stayed in your seat. You could have, it's just, that was the altar call part of the moment. And if it's going to give some money up, and this is 1,000 people up in there, you're going to have to kind of have some level of security, I would say. He didn't lock the doors. He just closed the door, you know? I mean, I think just the way we look at it with eyes of today is different than eyes of yesterday. And I don't get too upset if somebody gonna ask for some money at the church because um it's not if the Lord, just like it is, if the Lord leads me to do it, then I'm gonna do it. If he didn't lead me, God, you wasn't talking about me at this time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I gotta pay this bill. Thank you. I'm thanking you for this thing, But if Lord would have compelled me, to do it, I would have did it. I wouldn't be doing it on a crapshoot, hoping that I'm going to get blessed in a better way. You know what I'm saying? So, you just gotta decency and order is decency and order still. So, like, use common sense when you get given. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, all right. Um, and yeah, I was raised in the church, so I get that. Dr. Renee, do you remember what your question was for B Love?
Yeah, my question, and I think he did answer it, was upon him challenging people, that is my main thing. Why are you putting me up to a challenge? And then you're going to tell me that I can't get out the doors unless I walk up there first.
Yeah, all right.
What if
So,
I don't want to walk up there? What if I just want to walk out the door?
well,
That's my question.
the churches that he got, I can't say 100%
Right.
that one, but I know the churches that I've seen him go. He doesn't really preach. He just does a word.
Hmm.
That makes sense if you church people.
Well, like I said, I know Marvin Sapp. I've been following Marvin Sapp,
Right.
and I like everything that he's done up until this point.
Yeah, and so what that was is, you know, inside the church, you got 1,000 people. That's men, women, children, elderly, whatever. It's 1,000 people in there. His challenge was more. It wasn't 1,000 people challenge. It was congregation. Y'all come up here because basically everybody was about to leave anyway. That was the end of the sermon. That's when they give the tithes and offering. So
Not to cut you off, but why you put me in a challenge when I'm in church?
I mean, I'm not the pastor. You got to ask him
No, I'm
directly.
just, that's what I'm
but
saying.
but
Why are
that's
you
what they
putting me
do.
through a challenge and I'm in church?
But that's what they
Don't,
do because that's what they
well,
say.
they're using,
Give on your
I
yeah,
heart.
got
they're
an
Give on.
using
answer
the
for that.
wrong,
Okay, go
yeah, they're
ahead. Go ahead, B
using the
Love.
wrong word.
Uh, you know, swag.
He says
That's what I'm
swag.
saying. They're using the wrong word. They shouldn't be using the word challenge. If I was some,
What should he
Swag.
use the word? Should he use something in the Bible more,
it
eloquently?
doesn't
Like
even
he
have
just
to
said, I
be in the
challenge you.
Bible. I
Like if
mean,
you gonna,
but to
it doesn't. He didn't
challenge
say
me,
I
no,
dare
because
you. I triple dog
I
dare
triple
you.
dare
Or
you.
no, I just challenge you. That means you're
yeah,
challenging
hey, I
me.
challenge y'all if
No,
you
I'm
willing
not
to
fighting, but I'm
if
not
you
fighting
want to get a
against you. So why
blessing.
you?
But
Hold
time
on.
out.
I'm
But
not.
it's
Hold
this
on, hold on,
Hold
charisma.
hold
on.
on, hold on. Bring it down.
That's
Bring.
what all I'm saying is this. I
Listen,
get what you're saying. Well, why would he? The wordplay
but
might not be to your palate,
right, right.
but
And
it's
what I was
just a
about to get
word.
at, what I was about to get at was the challenge is how do you respond to a challenge? You either accept it or decline it.
Or you don't.
So if you
But
would have
you
sat
couldn't
down in
get
your
out
chair,
the
you
door.
could. He's not holding you hostage. Like it's
Really?
presence. When you're doing a sermon, you have this presence of this aura of y'all
Thinking you
watching me,
bigger and
everybody's
better
looking at
than
me,
everybody
and
else.
that's what they do.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
But he
I
wasn't
know.
really like, nah, y'all niggas can't leave. It wasn't like that.
No, I understand
Yeah.
that, but don't say
I would have
challenge
got
because
mad if
when
he
you
would have
use
said
the
I will go to the hotel and get me some filet
But let
mignon.
me young. Hey, I was thinking he was about to say a steak or something. I was just like, look, this
the
brother.
thing is when you use the word challenge to me in church, that means
You ain't doing it.
you're almost fighting against me. And I'm
Mm.
not here to fight against you.
Okay, I can see
I'm
that.
here to give if I have. If I don't have, I'm going to leave. But for you to say, I challenge you, that means what are you challenging me for?
Yeah. Okay.
Like
No, no.
it's almost like I'm fighting against you.
That is your point of view, and
Right.
and that is yours
Yeah.
to have. You can
And I'm
definitely
going to
have that.
close my mouth now and let the next person speak.
I got Lupita at her hand up. What you got, Luke?
I just feel like he did what he had to do. Like he had to raise his money. He hyped them up. And he was like, I challenge you. If I would have been there, I would have been like, oh, okay. I would have not gone up there and did nothing. Just waited for everybody else and then I was about to leave. That's it.
But see, look, this is like this is why they do that kind of stuff because you got two types of people. You got people like Lupe, and she's like, "Oh, you challenge me, you got me messed up. I ain't doing it." And then you got other people that's like, challenge me to give 20. Nigga, I'm a baller. Nigga, I got 100. What's good? You told them up there to give 100. They thought that's it's a game you play. I mean, it sucks to say it like that, but they playing the game, and shit, apparently he won because everybody left and whatnot. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. If it's 1,000 people in there, ain't no children in there giving 20. And I'm gonna hold mine till me and RB talk. But anybody else? Anybody else?
I just want to say one thing. It's sad when you have to play a game in church. Point blank, period. I'm closing my mouth.
Ain't nothing
No,
wrong with
and
it.
it is, but he was on a mission. He said the right things. He hyped them up, and he's like, "All right, well, I challenge y'all." I would have still sat there and be like, "Whatever."
I mean, it's the setup for me. How he was like, "Yeah, so y'all remember when I
Yeah,
said this? Y'all all said I do. So now it's time to show and prove. I challenge y'all now." It's like, oh, damn, he did set him up. He was fishing out there. He was getting it.
yeah, yeah.
It
It
was
was
good.
nice. It was
It was
nice.
good. That was a good setup. All right, anybody else? Anybody else have you want to chime in before me and RB go back and forth with it? It's that one.
Once again, I mean,
Yeah,
this title must be all about good financial moves. That's what
I got
I'm just.
something to say.
The title of this episode.
Yeah, it must be just good financial moves.
What happened to
Moral
stirring the
bad,
pot?
good financial moves.
What happened to stirring the pot?
Hey,
Hey,
the
I
stern
had
of part
Jason
of the
Michael
show.
say he had
Jason
something as
Michael,
well.
you
Though.
good? You good? Go ahead.
So one of the things I think, in all the hoopla that we forget about is that these people gathered to worship, right? So for all of those who are familiar with the Christian church and some of the standards that go across that, right? We know that there are paradigms in all structures of organizations, whether it be religious organizations or business organizations, that have that thing that represents one of their pillars. One of the pillars of Christianity, right? In and this is taught across the board in all denominations, is tithing, right? It's a concept, right? So I think that when you enter a church that does that, right, that they do that. right? However they do it, whether they pass around the collection plate or whether they take envelopes or however they do it. So you have foreknowledge of that practice for that particular place of worship. Now, if a person who's leading that whole organization is saying, "Give me your money so that I can live a more ritzy life," and they're putting that out there, right? Then maybe you should question the place that you're going to worship. But if their focus is more on how this is benefiting the congregation, then maybe you let the lightness of the mood, which he was doing, right? He was being light, right? He was trying to keep it light. Yeah. Um, is his way of saying, look, I'm just trying to be honest in a funny way. This is a big church. We got a lot of stuff up here. We got lights, we got cameras, we got all this stuff costs money, right? He's not going to say that to the congregation, right? He's not going to say to keep the lights on, we need this much money. But what he's doing is he's providing a place where these people come to worship, and he's asking for money, right? You know that, tithing is 10% or whatever you got. If you go there and that's what they're doing, and you feel like this is a good thing and it's helping the congregation and you feel comfortable in the place that you're at and you like the people you're with, I don't see a problem with it. Now, if you're all flamboyant, you leave the church and what I'm saying, you're driving a Maserati, then maybe we should question where your motives are, right? But if you pull out of the church in an Explorer, then what I'm saying, all right,
You ain't got to shit on the Explorer, dog.
I'm just
Why
saying.
you got a pocket watch at all, though? You know what I'm saying? I don't care if he got a Maserati on the cool. I really don't care. I
But
mean, if you led to do it, do it. If you're not, don't do it.
that's it. That's it. But I mean,
Yeah,
both of y'all touched on
exactly.
some good shit for me. And I'm to the point where I was like, damn, I want to cut him off because he's stealing some of my thunder, some of the shit I'm gonna be saying to RB. But you're right. Both of y'all, and it's gonna sound like I'm sampling when me and RB talk. So RB, me and you had this conversation. We was talking about this in the church. We both grew up in the church, and the concept of going to church is you go to get the message. You go to the altar. That's what they did in the Bible days. They go to the altar and give whatever they had to receive blessings. We don't exchange livestock anymore. We give money because that's our currency. When did it? When did? In your opinion, first let me ask you. I want to lead the question. Do you think that he was in the right or in the wrong of how he went about getting this money from these people?
I don't see him as right or wrong. And I say that is because everybody asks for a donation asks different ways. Whether the words he used struck a nerve with you, made you want to donate or not, that's a personal that's personally with you. But he asked and then they went on from it after he did. I have seen people do it wrong where they have said like if you don't donate, you won't get your blessings, et cetera, et cetera. And that's more where I have problems when people do things like that. But other than that, if you don't like the words he used, that's a personal problem. If the words he used motivated you, that's personal. It's how you choose to feel about it. But anything other than that, he didn't damn you because you was gonna donate more or less of what he asked for.
Now I'm gonna try to win Mr. Sapp back over to Dr. Renee because I want to point out a couple of things that was happening while he was doing this. Um, He didn't do anything. He didn't ask for anything from his congregation that he wasn't willing to do. Uh, and I don't know if you saw that big ass paper money clip he pulled out, because I heard it pop in his microphone when he pulled it off the money. Uh, he challenged the deacons, which I mean, that was my favorite thing about the whole thing. He challenged the congregation to give $20. Now I don't know if you are familiar with tithes. The Bible lingo for tithes is 10% of your weekly income, or your 10% of what you've made since the last time you tithed. That's the reality of it. So for the people who go to church every week, that's just what you made this week, 10% of that. You know what I mean? Um, man, 10% of what you make in a week. So let's say you make $1,000 in a week. 10% of that is 100. All he was doing was asking for 20. He challenged the guys behind him, the guys that we always criticize, got the big suit on and driving the fancy cars. He's like, look, y'all are the leaders. Y'all are the ones who's supposed to do more. Y'all are supposed to lead the sheep. The sheep are supposed to follow you. So if you're leading the flock, that means you should be living life more abundantly. You don't see no shepherd in a worse place than his sheep is. The shepherd has to be in a better place in order for the sheep to be able to follow, for him to take care of the sheep. So I'm challenging you to give 100. And I seen one dude behind him like, shit. But I seen everybody else face was like, they put their hands in their pocket and started putting their money out. Which I think that was set up anyway. Because who would just carry all their money? I don't know, whatever. But and after he said that, he looked back, told them they thing, then he pulled his little wallet out of his pocket and started peeling. So it's not like he was saying, I want y'all to give me all y'all money. Because obviously that wasn't his church. He was there as a visitor. He just had a thing that he believed in and went with it. And Doc, I want to win him back to you. He did just warn them all that he was going to be doing was going to the restaurant. And we know what people's favorite thing to do right after church. We got to go eat, man. He's saying, look, go on, give me that $20 so y'all get on out of here. But the last part of that.
Respond when you're done.
All right, I got you. The last part of this is that he referenced, what did he say? He referenced the challenge. Well, the challenge was to get a 20, but he didn't even go into the tithes. Now the tithes is something else. Like when I used to work at McDonald's, and I made, this was back when $7 was minimum wage, or what, $6.25 or something. I worked at McDonald's for all of an hour, and I made $20 from them. I got one check from them because I left there to go to a job interview at Finish Line in the mall. Still, I got 25 cents more, but I went and gave it to church, and I always do 10%. That's just what that's what I've been taught. That's not me giving what's on my heart. That's giving what I've been brainwashed to give. That's the 10%. So my check was like $220, and so I was like, okay, I just got to give $20. I think that's why I felt like it wasn't that bad. Once I realized he's talking to 1,000 people trying to get $20, it's not that big of an issue. And as far as was he right or wrong about it, I hate to agree with RB on it, because our point is to give opposing situations, but he wasn't wrong or right in the situation. He did his job, and it was done. Like you said, did his job, and then they went home. So I think that Doc, I want you to give me what you got. What's the beef with it? You gonna let him back, or you still hate him?
Well, I'm gonna agree with RB because he's neither right or wrong, but don't give me a set amount. Let me give what I can give.
Wow.
That's another thing I had an issue with. Don't set an amount for me to give.
Oh, even if
Just
it's
say
a lower amount than the Bible tell you?
it doesn't even matter. Don't do if I'm in church, do not give me any amount to give. I'm gonna give what I can. you're setting an amount for me to give. I don't think that was right.
Doc, I think you just don't like being told what to do. It don't even matter.
Hey, yeah.
No, 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 no. I'm
Flax on
talking
flax on flax.
I would like I
No,
would
I'm
like to
talking
say
monetary wise. You can't tell me what I can give you.
I mean, they not gonna know. Just stick it in the envelope. Don't write
But
on it.
still, but still in all, I'm the minister and I'm Marvin Sapp and I'm telling you I need $20 from you. That's wrong to do.
You ain't getting it.
That is your opinion. I mean, like I said, we all entitled to our
Right.
opinions.
There you go,
I,
Lupita.
I don't think you're
Go
seeing
ahead.
it. I don't think you're seeing it. I know you're not seeing it the way I see it, but I don't think he's telling you to give $20 when he say he challenging you. What is a challenge? He asking you to do something outside your comfort zone. You could be perfectly fine with
Okay.
giving your $5, $7 or whatever you give. You perfectly fine with that, and that's not no problem. But I'm challenging you that if you have it, put a 20 in there for us.
Okay,
Let's see if
so
we can get to this number.
I'm
So
already
I think
outside of my comfort zone,
I
so I
think
guess that doesn't apply to me.
so. I mean, but it wasn't a demand. It was that's why it's a challenge because he asked you to do something outside your comfort zone. Everybody, for the most part, everybody gives the same thing every week once they get in
Right.
their rhythm.
Right,
So,
right.
so this time I say, hey, I'm challenging everybody. Put a 20 in there this time. Let's try to get this number. They got more. He say they got at least 1,000 people with it. We didn't see behind the camera. It could have been 3,000 people sitting in there. The
Could have
number
been
could
less
have
than
been
that. Could have been 500.
the number could have been way like 20,000.
It could have been 20 people sitting in there. Who knows?
When he said there was at least 1,000, but
That's what he
I
said.
I'm just saying, but if that's what you want to
I
see
hear.
it as, but it's at the same time, it's just you know he didn't hold your blessings hostage and let me just hey do something outside your comfort zone for once, and didn't even say
Well,
it rude. And if you wanted to, you wanted to. If not, I'm not gonna linger on it. He said it, reiterated it, moved on.
Yeah.
okay, look, I'm just gonna say this and then we can move on to the next topic. My thing is, I'm already outside of my comfort zone. So for you to tell me to give $20, I'm like, well, Peter, I'll sit there and wait and walk out the door when it's time.
But okay, how
I
did
mean,
you
I
get
mean,
outside of your
if you
comfort
have
zone
that
though?
mindset, then you
Well,
would have to
that's
have
what
it.
RB said.
No, but if you had that mindset, you would have to have it on anything. If I say my opinion on something and you question it,
But
then
then the thing
it's like.
is,
But if I say my opinion on something and you question it, why do you have to question my opinion and why you can't let me do what I want to do?
the question is,
I
I was
shared.
talking,
I
I was,
shared how I
uh,
felt, and you felt the need to question how I felt. Why do you need to do that?
I
It's the
don't.
same. No, what I'm saying is it's the
Right,
same. It's the same thing. It's just if you choose to take it negative, you're
Right.
gonna only see it that way.
And
right.
that's a
So
I agree.
big problem we
I agree. I
have.
agree. I agree with you 100%. But I was just, don't tell me how much to give. Just say, the church needs some money and,
What
we're
they used
all
to say?
happy.
The doors of the church is open. That's when they want you to
Open. There
join.
you go.
That's when
Not
they want you to join the
closed.
church.
Not closed. I mean, like,
But he
but I
translate,
mean,
close the
that's
doors. Close the doors.
right. I'm like, okay.
All right.
So that was all him. And I want to say, I really think this was all an act to get the internet thingy going. But because I followed Marvin Sapp, and Marvin Sapp is a wonderful man.
Mhm.
So I have nothing bad to say about him. I
Yeah.
think what he said in this clip or this ceremony startled people where, they had to go in, they had to start saying something. So, I just gave my little bit of input. I'm outside of my comfort zone. I guess it doesn't apply to me because he can't get me outside because I'm already outside.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead,
Well,
slide.
well, when this came out, when the clip first came out, it went viral online, and everybody, like not everybody, of course, I'm exaggerating, but everybody had something to say about it, and it was like you had what was his song, the main song that he had that everybody was making fun of. Like there's about something about paying money for it. What was, B Love, what's the Marvin Sapp song, man? The one that everybody always say. Come on, man. Somebody know it. Somebody know it. Doc, what's the Marvin Sapp song? Somebody know it.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name of the song.
But they was using it. They was basically using the chorus of that song to roast him about, you know, staying inside the church and giving money and stuff like that. So, uh, I mean, that's where this comes from. We don't get if something is not viral. Most of the time, we don't get it. We don't see it. So it's not. We don't have a conversation about it. It's enough to stir the pot a little bit, so to speak. But at the same time, have us e- elaborating on how it got to that point or why it got to that point. So we understand that I mean, even if it was an act, like you say, maybe it was an act just to get people to talk. But what about the members of that church? When Marvin Sapp is not there the next week, what they finna have this conversation? Because I know if you know anything about being in the church, no people talk, boy. No people don't
Okay, I
talk.
got the name. Never would have made it.
Never would have made it. That's what people say. They said, man, as soon as he said that, you know what? I would have been like, never would have paid it. And I was like, bro, y'all see, people always got to be extra on some stuff like that. That's where I was going with that one. But now, I mean, it gets serious. It gets serious. But when people finances is always something that people don't want to get serious about. They don't want to talk about it. Don't why you got to do this, why you got to do that. But it's the institution that is church. No matter what religion it is, you don't have a service without that cut out time to give money. And I feel like if that is a problem for you, then you probably shouldn't go to the service anyway, because it's part of the service. You know. Uh,
I'm just gonna say something. Don't tell the ushers to close the doors. No, I'm just
Oh man, look, this is the universal sign. The ushers know when you do that, get out your way so they can leave, so you can leave. but
there you
but
go.
let's switch gears now. Be love, we ain't gonna be able to talk about the episode ain't the financial episode no more. Now we get into this one. This one touches close to home here. This is in the Dallas area. This happened in at a track meet over in, I want to say Frisco, but it's not Frisco. It's in yeah, it is Frisco. And so what happened was, I'm gonna read it verbatim so I ain't misleading nobody. It says Austin Metcalf, a 17-year-old honor student and football MVP, was fatally stabbed at a Texas high school track meet after reportedly asking another team to move from the wrong section. The suspect, 19-year-old Carmelo Anthony, no relations to the NBA star, has been arrested for murder. Austin died in his identical twin brother's arms as he tried to stop the bleeding. Just days earlier, Austin tweeted, "Faith that God got me and my work will pay off." His parents are left devastated, and his father says he forgives the killer but wants justice. All right, so that is the situation there. Um, there's a lot to unpack, but it's a lot of information that's not available yet. So I challenge you to tread carefully, but speak what's on your mind. Um, are there any thoughts about this before uh, we go into further details? Anybody have anything that they are already thinking about this?
All right.
Well,
Uh, oh.
oh, my fault.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I get what everybody's saying too. Like he not right or wrong, but the only thing that just made it like a little uh was like what you closing the doors for, man? Like that's my thing about it. Like that's just overdoing it a little bit. You feel me? Like,
Oh,
and
you went
that's
back to
what.
Marvin Sapp. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, my fault, my fault.
It's all good. Hey, it's all good. It's all good.
But yeah, that's just all I had to say about it for real,
Okay.
for real.
Yeah, nah, man. I mean, for real, it is what it is in that situation. Like we said, you can feel this way about it, but it's not a right or wrong thing. It's a how you take it thing. But that the doors closed is crazy.
Facts.
Everybody can agree on that.
Yeah, oh God, like
All right, Doc. Doc, what you got on the stabbing though? How you feeling on that?
Well, I had saw like most of the video, and I'm gonna agree with the father. Um, I don't know what type of security they had, because nowadays security should be everywhere, where nobody's coming in armed, nobody's coming in with handguns, nobody's coming in with knives. So I'm gonna blame the security part of it, and like I said, I'm on the dad side. I hope that this teaches them to step up on their security game and secure people because people are afraid to go anywhere because they don't know what's going to happen. I can go in a grocery store, somebody say something to me wrong, and I say something back, and then all of a sudden I'm dead. To me, it makes no sense. So that's why I said I'm agreeing with the father. He was emotional, but he wasn't emotional on the camera. Security game needs to be stepped up to the T. When people are out and they're in big gatherings.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Um, I wish KO was on here, but he had to go out of town to a funeral. So you know what happened at the funeral, get-togethers and whatnot. But uh, KO shared something with me that is
I
along the
got
lines
something
of
on
this.
this.
Okay, all right, go ahead. What you got? What you got?
You're about the up in Frisco shit, stabbing up there that me and KO and you were talking about and shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Man, the shit I have seen from people online is the most disgusting and disturbing part of all this by fucking far. People defending this shit, and I don't care what the fucking situation was. I everyone's turning into a fucking race thing. Bro, who the fuck defends a school shooter? And if they should, fucking shame on them. The same fucking way, dude. You don't bring a fucking weapon to school. You're looking for shit. I don't give a fuck if you're fucking bullied or pushed to the edge or sick of it, whatever, dude. But like, if that's the case, then so be it. But don't fucking defend it, dude. That's pathetic. And yes, security, all that, I agree. I agree with all that. But there's no fucking excuse why he had a fucking weapon at school. Like, and why I couldn't just scrap it the fuck out like we used to do. You didn't like each other, whatever. Fucking fight it out. Be over with. Like the fact that I just that it is a tragedy either which way. It's a loss on both sides, like for the families and everything. And for I mean, shit, if the kid goes to jail, losing his life, and the kid that did lose his life, like, and whatever the situation was, it wasn't bad enough for a fucking stab. That's pathetic, bro.
I agree. I agree. I mean, I think you just set a record for how many F words you can fit in one rant. But yeah,
I could beat that.
please don't. Quick quiz. What you got?
Sure. I mean, I just wanted to put in with Brad said a little bit because at the end of the day, about like the whole school shooter thing, if you ain't never went through their shoes, you can't really say nothing about it, bruh. Because at the end of the day, people develop mental health issues during stuff like that. And you don't never know if that person already struggling with mental health as it is. And for some people, I mean, I'm gonna hate to say it, but shoot, for some people, bro, they just be their karma. That's how their karma come back. Karma comes in many different ways, and it don't care who you is or how it's gonna bite you in the A word. You feel me?
Yeah,
That's all
well,
I'm gonna say about it.
that's crazy, but again, it's like I said, it's a lot of videos out, a lot of people talking about it, a lot of media things. Well, me and RB decided we were not going to comment on any of the rumor stuff, like the stuff that was he say she say, but the factual stuff that's actually out there. I, we heard a lot of, well, this kid did this and this kid did that, or he's there. It was a lot of stuff out there, but that folk let's like so. What happened was they were at a track meet, uh, and different schools are out there. They had a rain delay, so everybody people had different tents with their school. Their school had their own tents, and this young man, the man that ended up stabbing the kid, was sitting in the section that was at the other school. So when uh, they told the guy, "Hey, you need to get out of our section." I don't know exactly how they worded it. I don't, but they basically told him he needed to get out of his section. From the guy who stabbed the kid's mouth, his own mouth. That's why I'm calling this fact. He said when they told him to get out of the section, he put his hand in his bag and said, "Touch me and watch what happened." Then they put hands on him. That's what he said. He didn't say if they punched or hit or pushed or what, but they put hands on him, and he pulled his hand out of the bag, stabbed the dude in the heart, took it to, and then he ran, and then he ran away. That's the facts of what happened. Other than that, all the character witnesses and all that stuff, the dad's point of view, what the dad said, I thought that was very good because he wasn't blaming the kid. He wasn't talking about how great his son is. He was saying, security, get it right. Stop tripping. Come on, we got to fix this. So yes, I do get that. But I mean, this it's crazy because it hits close to home. I passed through. Well, Frisco's right on the opposite side of where I'm going from when I come home from work, but like close to home. And these kids, 17 and 16, 17-year-old stabbed a 16-year-old to death. That's the reality of this situation. So again, opening y'all, we got 8 minutes left.
So this is now my wife she has a master's degree in child counseling. Now, as far as I'm concerned, you're in high school, you're still a child. You're still an adolescent. Now, I get they have this whole thing about the evolution of emotional maturity, and that children I'm talking 18 or under in this society have a earlier emotional and mental maturity than say 20 years ago because they have access to information instantaneously that wasn't available to them say 20 years ago. So maybe they've been desensitized to the emotional and mental maturity that comes with being an adult at an earlier age, right? So they're used to seeing death or used to seeing violence or all of that because they have it readily available to them on the internet. But for a child to have the mental capacity to be willing to carry something that could cause the demise of another child is disturbing to me. Because in order to commit that act, in order to look someone in their eye and cause their demise, you have to have the mental fortitude to understand in that moment that what you're about to do will remove a person from the planet, even at a subconscious level. And so I think that this altercation, this interaction, is a is a proving ground for the fact that children nowadays, there are no moral boundaries that prevent them from doing these things because there's no value in it for them, because all of that's been removed because they've been desensitized to all of the things that should create emotional distress in your mind and prevent you from doing something at that adolescent age.
Okay. I mean, long story short, kids are fucked up these days. Got it. It's they access to everything at once.
I could agree with that.
That's pretty much the synopsis on that. Okay. Anybody else? We got 5 more minutes. Anybody else want to say something on this?
I hit one comment in the comments.
What you got? Do you remember what you hit?
In the
Yeah,
chat
because
just
Tay,
now.
Right
Tay,
there.
I can't see the chat. So
Okay,
can
it
you
says,
say it?
side note, the people in the comments screaming, lock the parents up too. Yeah, that's completely insane. Bruh, that's what it comes down to. Me and RB was talking about this earlier. In order to actually really put yourself in this, you have to put yourself in the situation. When you were 16, I can remember going to sporting events where other teams were there. Why do you want to go sit in some other team's section? I mean, that's not even talking about just the little thing with their team colors under. I don't want to sit close to your team colors. Like, what the fuck? So, why would you put yourself in that situation? Like, this is beyond the stabbing now. It's the idea of RB. What was your first thing that you said? Why? Hold on. Let me mute because I'm hearing background stuff. Why? What was the first thing that you thought when you saw it? You was like, "Well, this guy's wrong because of this. Why did he do this?" What was the first piece that you had thought about when you saw it?
I'm just really still trying to just get all the information before I make a definite opinion about it. I have more questions than answers and opinions about it, honestly.
Well, here's the first piece. What's the worst thing that happened that day? Somebody got stabbed to death.
Mm-hmm.
How did somebody get stabbed to death? Somebody brought a knife in. How did somebody bring a knife in? That's where we start at. Because these are the facts. These are the things that actually happen, the things that we know. Why now you go into the questioning. Why would you bring a knife to a track meet? Oh, my shoes. Sometimes I tie my shoes too tight and I use the knife to cut it loose or something. Like, whatever. I don't know what happens in Frisco. But like, why would you bring a knife? I bring a knife to school every day because I'm a security officer and I use my knife on the regular. You're not a security guard. You're a guy that's you're a track and football star. Why do you have a knife in your bag? Again, second point. Why are you sitting in their section? Next point. When they ask you to move or tell you, I don't know how this is the part where you can't really make a decision because I don't know how that conversation went. Did they say motherfucker, get your ass out the way? Did they say, excuse me, sir, why are you sitting in our section? You don't know how that conversation went. This is Frisco, Texas. They probably say nigga, you in the wrong section. Now, this whole time we have not discussed the reason why this is viral. The guy that got stabbed was a Caucasian guy. The guy that did the stabbing was an African American guy. The first thing that I saw on this that made me go, I'm disappointed in people, is that the very first comment that I saw was, say his name, Austin Metcalf. Jeff Metcalf. Say his name. And I'm like, why? Why do y'all have to do that? Justice for him. What is justice? What do you consider justice? Because for someone whose life is unjustly taken, justice is that person who did it get arrested, put in jail. You know, you go to court, try to get some good jail time. In the cases that I've seen so far, the wheels are moving in that direction. Now, of course, like RB said, we don't have enough information to make this a thing. That's why I put it with the last little bit of the show, so we can go to be continued on this situation. But this is something that's ongoing. So if you guys want to stay abreast to this, yes, I said abreast. It's Frisco track meet stabbing. The kid that got stabbed name was Austin Metcalf. And the kid who stabbed him's name was Carmelo Anthony. And that's Carmelo with a K, not a C, I believe. So with that, do your research. Maybe log on to the page. Put some more comments on that because that is one we have actively going. Other than that, RB, you got final words?
Be safe.
Be safe. All right, y'all. Enjoy y'all weekend. Much love, as always, coming from the studio. And like LeVar Burton say, see you next time.
Love y'all.
Love y'all.
All right, y'all be safe. Stay
All right,
dangerous.
yes, yes.